You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Happy Friday. It is January 19th. I am coming at you live from Lions Head Village here in Vail. It is a gorgeous but chilly morning. I'm your host, Kimberly Pro. Gretchen Pleshaw in the studio holding down the fort for us here. But on this morning's edition of the show, we've got some exciting stuff. Disney Princesses, the concert, is happening in Denver in March, so we'll be chatting about that. Plus, Ross and I show you how to wax a snowboard, covered bridge with some endurance sport coaching, and much more. So hour one of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Happy Friday. Welcome to the TV8 Weather Center. Let's take a look at what's going on out there this Friday. 8 a.m., 20 degrees, a high of 37 degrees, increasing clouds this afternoon, and winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So it is going to be a great day to get on out there, bundle up, and have some fun in that winter sunshine. 8 a.m., 20 degrees and mostly sunny. Then we see a little cloud coverage coming in at noon, 34. 4 p.m., 36 and mostly cloudy. And then 8 p.m., 23, mostly cloudy. So beautiful day to get on out there, like I said, and have some fun in that winter sunshine. Let's take a look at that I-70 corridor. Eagle, 39 and mostly sunny, a little cloud coverage. Avon, 38. Vail, 37. And Denver, 32 degrees. Now, I am not used to seeing this, where the temperatures are cooler in Denver than in Vail. Tonight, a low of 18 degrees. Partly cloudy, wind southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Let's take a look at that 5-day forecast. Saturday, partly cloudy and 44, but a low of 23. Sunday, scattered flurries coming back in for all the weekend warriors and people wanting to ski this weekend. 39 degrees, a low of 22. Monday, 38, mostly cloudy. Tuesday, 39, partly cloudy. And look at the low temperatures, very low, 16, 16. And then Wednesday, partly cloudy, 38 degrees and a low of 17 degrees. So it's going to be a beautiful weekend into the week ahead. I'm going to toss it back to Kim, and we're going to talk a little bit about the snow. So let's take it to Kim in Lions Head.
Thanks so much, Gretchen. It looks like we have a gorgeous weather happening here in the Vail Village. We are at Lions Head, so let's give you a snow report so you know exactly what's happening. Looks like the sidewalks are doing great. We've got some gorgeous snow here, but let's talk about the snowfall that has happened. In Vail, we've had 1 inch over the past 24 hours, 10 inches in the past 48. Season total, 164 inches, base depth of 60. As we look at the lifts here in Vail, 29 lifts are open, 253 trails, 91% of the terrain, and we love that. The mountain is almost fully open here. We've got in Beaver Creek, 1 inch in the last 24 hours, 8 inches in the last 48. So we really appreciate that snowstorm that has been pounding us all week long. Season total, 134 inches, base depth of 43. We've got 25 lifts open in Beaver Creek, 154, and then 69% of the terrain. Lots of exciting things happening. It's a great start to the weekend. So get out and about. We've got a lot in the first hour of Good Morning Vail. So we'll be getting started right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, welcome back to the show. It is a gorgeous morning here at Lions Head Village. As you can see, we've got people out on the mountain skinning all the way up there. It's going to be a gorgeous day today. But we love our partnership with Covered Bridge, and they had a conversation with Donaldson Coaching all about endurance sport coaching. This is a great way to train for it. So let's take a look at that conversation.
Hi everyone, welcome to Covered Bridge on TV8. I'm Kim Fuller, Editor-in-Chief of Covered Bridge Magazine.
I'm Bobby LaRue, the Director of Partnerships at Covered Bridge Magazine, and today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Brett and Tam Donaldson of Donaldson Coaching.
Hi,
thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So Brett and Tam are also the co-founders of The Cycle Effect, which is a very well-known nonprofit here in Eagle County, and have the pleasure of working with a lot of athletes. And so the article that we worked with them on in the abundance issue of Covered Bridge is called There's No I in Athlete. And I had the pleasure of working with Donaldson Coaching for the summer months in running and mountain biking mostly to train. And so it's really reflection on why I believe and have found, and also by interviewing the two of you, why it's important to have a coach in this process. So give us a little background on your fitness, your athleticism. I know you both participate in a lot of races throughout the year here locally and around the country. So Tam, why don't you start with a little bit of background on you?
Ski school was kind of where I started and what brought me over here. So skiing is something that I love to do. And then when we got married, America was going to be like our home base. So I would follow the winters, and clearly then I had 4 seasons in a year, which was kind of novel, and I didn't know what to do with myself in the summer because I'm so used to being next to an ocean. Long story, got a bike. First experience on a mountain bike was awful, but ended up falling into triathlon. Then that turned into Xterra triathlon. I guess strong legs, skiers legs. I happen to have a good advantage at riding. Loved that. Did got reasonably competitive at that, started racing pro. That just turns into a full-time job if you want to keep going with it. And then started personal training at the Western. And in amongst that, we've always been like training people outside of that don't quite know how to structure their training. And consistently from there, mountain bike races, running races. Then we got into longer races of like the Breck Epic, so 3-day to 5-6 day stage races, which was fun because that was something that we could do together. People thought we were crazy, but it worked out great. And it was a lot of fun.
You
Yeah.
really have the experience in all those different types of racing to help an athlete.
Yeah.
How about you, Brett?
I mean, I was a college athlete, but I call myself a mediocre athlete. So when Tam got into triathlon and stuff like that, I wanted to ride bikes as well. So I really kind of took a back seat for a few years as she was doing that, which was awesome because she got to really develop into that athlete, and now we have life partners that like to do these things all the time. So when I turned 40, I basically decided I wanted to be able to do these events for the next 20, 30 years if I choose. And so it's really, I've kind of restructured how I view athletics. I didn't really enjoy it in my 30s very much. There's a pressure, and I thought I should be able to do X, Y, Z. And now it's just like, I get to be out there. It's super fun. It's hard. It's challenging. But so now I spend time riding and running in the VRD series. I mean, that's like, it's a great series. I love how they put on their events. It's super casual. It's easy. Like, I don't know why more people don't do it. It's here. It's a great challenge. And then now that they've got winter, skimo races and stuff like that, I do those. I don't have anything huge on my schedule, but besides those right now. But I'm sure we'll find another 5 or 10 races to do this summer outside of that series. So yeah.
Yeah. So there's no I in athlete. There's no I in team. I love the title of all of that. But when it comes to coaching, when or why would someone necessarily get a coach?
Sure.
Because I question that myself as being an athlete, and then watching her go through it. What's the start, and then what can one expect, I guess?
Yeah, I think for me, it all boils down to you hire a coach so you don't make emotional choices. Whether you're feeling great and you keep going and going and going and you overload your system too much, or you're feeling awful and you decide, I'm not going to work out today, when really that was just a mental block and you could be out there doing stuff. So for many athletes, especially in this valley, we're pulling them back on the effort they put in. They think they need to be a world champion, or their next door neighbor was an ex-world champion and they try to train like them. It's like, that's not how you should do it. So we manage people's time and we manage people's emotions around their training a lot. And then, of course, there's skill development, there's race strategy, there's all these other things, but you can read about that in books a lot of the time, but a lot of it is, for me, just managing the person so that they are set up to do the things they want to do, whether that's a 5K, whether that's a 100-mile run, bike races, whatever.
Yeah, so essentially removing some of those roadblocks of like, I'm too tired, or like you said, I need to put in another 10 miles today.
Yes.
No.
This valley generally goes too hard. And our mountain towns, right? I mean, we're all like super enthusiastic about it. We generally go too hard for too much time, of the time you have allotted to training.
So many fun things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure you've worked with, and I know you have worked with a range of athletes. I mean, with the Cycle Effect, you're working with young teenage girls on mountain bikes, and then all the way up to, I don't know how old your oldest client is, but they all have different goals and different skills. So Tam, how do you balance that when you work with an individual athlete, and you might be doing one thing with one and another thing with another, and so how do you create a plan specifically?
And I think individual is where the coach comes in, because someone who's 21, I mean, they can do a lot of volume and a lot of intensity. As I age myself, I notice the difference at 40, late 40s. I can't put in the same intensity, so it's kind of balancing when those are, making sure that the athlete that you have, depending on whatever age they're at, that you're balancing recovery, because it's the more you are good about your recovery, the more sessions you can actually fit in. And whether you've got a mother who is like, hey, I got 45 minutes and that's it. So how do we make the most of that? And then somebody else who maybe has a little bit more relaxed schedule. So yeah, you can always find like a PDF or something to follow in a book or on paper, but I think customizing it to your life. I was actually just talking with an athlete the other day, and they love ticking the boxes. And every now and then there has to be a little bit of coach-athlete communication even on those days, that if you're not feeling that great, reach out and be like, okay, maybe we need to tweak this. It sounds like you might be starting to get sick and we need to back things off a little bit. I think that's important because a lot of the time you just ignore, think I should, do all of this.
Yeah, the quote from the article, There's No I in Athlete, in this current issue that Tam provided reads, "It's hard to look at ourselves objectively. A coach can customize a training plan that fits your work, family, and social schedules. A coach accelerates your progress by helping you make the best use of your time. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Let's work on things that are going to make the most gains."
Yeah.
Love that.
And I would add one more thing. I think that having one pretty good plan is much better than having 4 excellent plans. Because 4 excellent plans, people are picking what they want to do and they're skipping the things they don't want to do. And so I don't think you need to hire the most accomplished, world-renowned coach in the entire world. You need to hire somebody that you resonate with, that kind of understands your sport that you want to get into and stuff like that. But really, you need to commit to that person for maybe 6 months or something like that. Like if somebody comes to me and says, "Brett, I want you to write me a plan for a month," I'm like, I have no desire to do that, because I know that it doesn't really move the needle very much. And so I think hiring one person or finding a book and saying like, this is the book I'm going to commit to and stuff like that, that's better than 4 excellent plans, because people just, we're so unfocused, and we see something on Instagram, we're like, oh, I'm going to go do that too. It's like, maybe we shouldn't do all of the things because we just don't have the time.
Yeah, as someone who got to kind of watch the coaching and participate as the significant other, it was interesting to see the days that you made sure Kim had recovery. Because on those days, generally prior to the coaching plan, she would have still gone out and done something. But then the other days where it was like these pain cave type interval sessions, it's really difficult, I would say personally, to force myself to do that without a plan. Yep. And again, I was not necessarily on the plan, but I was on the plan following her. And some of those days, yeah, they are rough. And I also think what I noticed was a couple times during her training, you would be like, you are getting fatigued. Back off. Today you don't need to do the full workout, or you don't need to always be an A student if you're not feeling well. And I think that to me was, again, as the outsider looking in, was the most valuable part of it. Yeah. Because it is easy to just like you said, do the things that really feel good and then ignore the things that don't, and then also not recover because you're like, oh, well, I want to go skiing today, or I want to do this. And it's like Brett or Tam would put in like absolutely nothing today. Yeah. And Kim would have to, abide by that.
And I'm the same, like, I know all the things, but I still get caught in that trap where, so this was the first year ever that I asked Tam to be my coach, right? After like 20 years where we should not coach each other. It's not good for us. Yeah. I said, you know what? You know me better than ever. You know my goals better than anybody else. And so I would walk into the kitchen some mornings and I'm like, I am exhausted. And she's like, oh, you should take the day off. Or things like that. And so everybody needs a sounding board on some level. And I think that's really what the coach is. And they're not also going to be that sounding board friend that just says oh, you're just, take the week off. Or you're feeling like there's some accountability because they want to see you hit your results. But they also know
you're meant to be fatigued today, suck it up. This is 2 days of intensity because we're building for a certain thing. You're meant to not feel great today, but that's the point of this training. So, to his point, it's really hard to be objective, and it takes the decision-making process out of it, and it takes the pressure off the individual of I don't have to decide what to do today. That you just wake up, you look at your plan, and go. So that can free up an enormous amount of time, but also mental space for somebody that they can just be at ease, not be thinking like, am I doing the right thing? I'm not sure. Somebody else is taking care of that.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, I just love the fact that you brought up, because I was going to ask that question, like, coaches get coaches, right?
Absolutely.
And I think
Totally.
not just you guys, I've heard it from fitness instructors in town that have their own coaches, right? And like, we look up to you as a coach, but it's pretty awesome that you take your own prescribed medicine.
For sure. And I think that's with business, that's like with anything. Like with the Cycle Effect, I have, 10 to 20 mentors. I am calling them all the time, being like, hey, I don't know what to do here. What should I do? And stuff like that. So I think that everybody should have a coach or a mentor in their major walks of life, whether it's relationships or work or whatever. So yeah, I'm a firm believer, and I am not the smartest guy in the room, and I need to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
I was about to say there's no I in life, but there is an I in life. So,
I'm glad, as an editor of a magazine, you are able to figure this out. Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk briefly about the Cycle
Sure.
Effect. I mean, this was the 10-year anniversary
Yep.
of the nonprofit. Which does that feel like it's gone really quickly, or is it? I'm just
Depends
10
on
years is
the
impressive.
day.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think that. So the Cycle Effect, real quick, is high school, middle school girls in 4 different counties: Mesa County, Routt County, Eagle, and Summit. And we help them ride and race mountain bikes and go to college. Is like the real short elevator pitch. We focus on working with BIPOC communities, which here is mostly the Latina community. So yeah, and we provide everything they could possibly need. It's a year-round program. It's amazing. And going back to the 10 years, like, I can honestly say we love what we do. Is it super challenging sometimes? Of course, like anything that's worth doing. But we love the relationships we've built. We love the community that we've built, and our staff and things like that. And so yeah, Tam and I started it 10 years ago, and we're still going strong. So we're looking at potential new growth in the coming year to 2, and we're redefining things. We're always evolving how we do things, because we know that what worked 4 years ago doesn't work now. So we're always growing.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure, number one, learning from you guys, from the coaching aspect. It's been a pleasure watching the Cycle Effect grow and having you guys in our community, and we really appreciate everything that you bring to this lovely valley, and now many other valleys in the state of Colorado. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Yeah.
And, we'll let you guys know how you can reach out to Brett and Tam if you're interested in training with them, or have people that might be interested in the Cycle Effect programming.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Definitely check out Donaldson Coaching and the Cycle Effect, and thank you for watching Covered Bridge on TV8.
Enjoy the journey.
Good morning, Vail.
Each week on The Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss The Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Bleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time, or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley, and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
Happy Friday. Welcome back to the TV8 Weather Center. Let's take a look at that weather outside today on this beautiful Friday. 8 a.m., 20 degrees, a little chilly, a high of 37. Increasing clouds this afternoon and winds west 5 to 10 miles per hour. So beautiful day ahead, and we're going to see a little bit of that sunshine. 8 a.m., 20 degrees, mostly sunny. Noon, 34. 4 p.m., 36. And we see some of that cloud coverage coming back in. And then 8 p.m., 23 and mostly cloudy. So gorgeous day ahead, a little chilly. Let's take a look at that I-70 corridor. Eagle 39, a little bit of cloud coverage. Avon 38, Vail 37, and then Denver 32 degrees. Tonight, a low of 18 degrees, partly cloudy, and winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Let's take a look at that 5-day forecast. Saturday, partly cloudy, 44 degrees, really sunny. I love that, with a low of 23. Sunday, scattered flurries, 39 degrees, a low of 22. Monday, mostly cloudy, 38, a low of 16, so the lows are getting pretty chilly there. And then Tuesday, partly cloudy, 39, a low of 16. Wednesday, 38 degrees, and a low of 17 degrees. So beautiful weekend and week ahead. Let's toss it to Kim for the man on the street.
Now I am here in the middle of the famous Little Diner here in Lions Head Village. Joined with me is Miriam, who's been here for 15 years. Miriam, how are you this morning?
Good, thank you.
So very excited. You've been working at the Little Diner for 15 years, and I'm sure you've seen all kinds of people come in and out. What has been your favorite part about working here?
Meeting new people all the time. It's great.
It's great. Now you've met people from all over the world. Tell me, do you have a fun story you can tell us? What's been your favorite memory so far?
I don't know. There is so many that it would be hard to tell, you know. So
it's true, and I'm sure.
Oh, okay. We made Lindsay Vaughn that came, and she came more or less incognito.
Oh, wow.
But we recognized her, and we would just like wink and said, "Are you?" And she would say yes.
I love that. That's so much fun. I'm sure you've seen all kinds of interesting people throughout the years. Now, what is a favorite dish that people order here at the Little Diner?
Eggs Benedict, German pancake. That's something they don't see in a lot of places.
It's great. I know you have all kinds of breakfast cuisine here, from the classics to the German pancakes. Now, what is one piece of advice that you would give to somebody who wants to come get breakfast and get it here?
Yeah, you may have to wait. So, you know, be ready to wait. During the season, it's sometime up to 1 hour. But then you get here and it's fun and good food.
Well, especially if they get to sit in your section. Now you are you are serving all of the patrons at the bar, and it's always busy. It's such a fun place to be. Do you see people making friends and doing all kinds of things?
Yes.
That's great. I'm sure you've walked away with many memories and many new friendships from working here.
Yes, and I hope I will get many more.
Absolutely. Now, Brian Little owns the restaurant. Can you tell me a little bit of history and how it's changed throughout your time working here?
Well, the diner started with just 20 seats, just a counter, and in 2017 we expanded to the next, how do you say that? The next spot.
Sure.
Knocked down the wall, moved the doors, and made it way bigger. Oh, that's what happened, in those 15 years I've been here.
Well, this is a very fun, cozy place to grab breakfast and a great place to fuel up before you hit the slopes. Miriam, we appreciate you, and thank you so much for all that you're doing here in the community.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Absolutely. Now, it's been a fun morning so far. I know I'm going to grab a cup of coffee, and I will be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tva8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com, because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tva8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, so many of us learned how to ski and snowboard here in Vail Valley. And so learning how to wax your board, learning how to wax your skis is so very important. Kim and Ross are going to teach us how to wax our snowboard. Let's take a look.
Kim and I are back in the kitchen cooking up my specialty this morning. Not actually cooking, but we're gonna wax Kim's board for her today. Kim, how many days have you ridden this board?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I got it at the end of the season last season, so
Okay.
it's still pretty new, but just not new enough where the factory wax is still on it. So
Yeah.
very excited for you to show me your expertise in the kitchen.
Yeah, so the way the wax kind of works on a snowboard is you're actually melting the snow below you when you're snowboarding.
Oh, interesting.
So that wax kind of helps get a nice smooth glide on the kind of that layer of water you create, which is the science behind it. So it's important you wax your board probably every 2 weeks or so, depending how much you ride, but every 10 to 20 days you probably want a fresh wax. They come in different types, so for cold weather, there's a certain wax you use for when it's really cold. In the springtime, there's a different wax, a little bit warmer, so all sorts of science behind it. all the ingredients you need is an iron and some wax, okay?
So I have a question for you
Go
about
ahead.
the wax.
Yep.
So how do you know which wax would you need for like winter or spring if you're new?
Yeah, so they're pretty well labeled. One of the brands I really like is this Mountain Flow Eco Wax. It's this guy out of Carbondale, out of his garage, that made this, and he designs the boxes so it says a temperature, so
Great.
it's like a certain temperature that you're looking for. But today we're going to use a little Birds of Prey wax. This was a nice little gift that the Birds of Prey races gave to some of us. So we got our iron nice and hot. All we're going to do is just kind of melt the wax onto the board here.
A 2-ingredient recipe. I'm a big fan of this.
This is my kind of recipe. So you can kind of go as much or as little as you like. If you do too much, you just scrape it off at the end. That's kind of the next step. I kind of like to just do a nice little half the board.
So you're just touching the wax to the iron,
That's
and
it.
just melts in little droplets, and
That's
you're just
it.
blending it all over the base
That's
of the
right.
board.
So this is a pretty decent board. It's not super dry, but we're gonna get a nice layer of wax on it, kind of from the top to the bottom, from the nose to the tail, and we're just gonna kind of nice and evenly wax it in. The heat from the wax melts it again and kind of creates a nice little layer here. So this is a great activity to do late in the day.
Yeah.
Crack open a drink. You know, I usually like to do this for friends. You know, if you got that one friend in your group that you're always waiting on, you give them a fresh wax, and they're a little bit faster. So that's
Hey,
kind
let me help you out.
That's kind of a trick here. So super simple, 2 ingredients. We're just gonna get the second half now. And yeah, I just waxed my own board a couple days ago, so I'm okay for at least a week here.
Now, as you're melting it, so you took the iron and the wax and you're melting it onto the board, and now you're kind of remelting it as you evenly distribute it.
That's right.
But the wax like dries very quickly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Does the heat, like, is it still hot? I'm not going to touch the other end because.
No, it's not super hot. You definitely want to be careful because we have a hot iron in our hands, so that's kind of the most dangerous thing, or you don't want to touch your fingers. As you can see, I'm holding the wax all the way on the iron, so that's where you want to be really careful you're not sticking your fingers on the iron. And this is just it's nothing special. This is just an iron you could iron your clothes with, right? So
Okay.
It's not anything crazy. You could get these at any of your local ski shops usually.
Could you get one maybe at Walmart even if
Probably,
you didn't have
yeah,
access to it?
for sure. And I've had this iron for 10 plus years, and it's just part of my kind of snowboarding equipment at this point. So I like to get the tail and the nose as well. I never know how much you're going to be buttering around and
Yeah.
keeping your nose and tail up in the air, but kind of give it one last look at those last couple ones that we might have missed. And we're just creating a nice little layer of wax here on the snowboard.
Well, it looks great, and you can just see it doesn't matter if it's super evenly distributed because you mentioned there's another step after this.
That's right, that's
Yeah.
right. So it's pretty straightforward. This is where we'd maybe crack another drink, give the wax a chance to settle here before we start scraping it. Some of the other tools that I like to use, we've got this kind of like rock edge. This is going to sharpen our edges for us, which is really important. We want sharp edges to grip the snow, right? So if you have kind of dull edges, it's harder to make those turns. This is a very similar kind of step-by-step process for the skis. Obviously, there's 2 of them, and there's more edges, so it's a little bit more work.
A little more time
As
consuming.
the snowboarders, it's pretty easy to just do this. So we have our edge tool, and then we also kind of have a little brush that I like to use. This kind of just creates grooves in the wax.
Okay.
So as you're snowboarding along, you kind of create even more gliding with it.
Okay.
So this is kind of not necessary, just something I like to use. And then our scraper, which we'll use to scrape the wax off.
Awesome.
So it's pretty straightforward.
Sure. So looking at the edging tool and the sharpening the edges. So you mentioned that you want to wax your board every 10 to 20 days. And I imagine you obviously kind of do them both simultaneously, but let's say you don't want to wax. How do you know when you need to sharpen your edges?
Yeah, I mean, it's a feel, right? We're also like carrying our boards around all the time, right? So we want to be careful with our edges, but if you're starting to feel it in your hand and it doesn't have that kind of sharpness to it anymore, you can feel it. And then also you can kind of look at it too. Sometimes you get a little bit of rust because it is water, right? So it'll kind of rust over, and you can kind of sharpen those up and get some of the rust off.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely carry my board around with a glove, and if I can carry it without my glove on, then I know it's time.
Yeah, and there's tons of ski shops and snowboard shops that can help you with this, but this is a very easy thing to do, and it's a fun thing to do. It's kind of therapeutic for me, and you can just do it at home on a table. All you need is an outlet and an iron, and it's pretty fun and easy to do.
It makes you look like an expert.
And it goes so quickly. Yeah, exactly. And again, I love to I usually wax every one of my coworkers' boards before, so it's something I like to do. Because again, like if someone's having a hard time out there, this just makes it like a new board, and it's more enjoyable, right?
It really is.
And they can keep up, right?
And renewed excitement on getting back out, and they can keep
exactly,
up. I love that.
Exactly.
So
so while this dries, I'm going to go ahead and just start on the edges.
Okay.
This tool does have little arrows, so it kind of goes directional.
Okay.
You can get stuff like this all over, but really what it is just kind of like a stone that's going to sharpen our edges. I like to go from the nose to the tail, and just one way. So we're going to make sure we got it going the right way, and we're just going to kind of sharpen the edges here.
Now, is there like a method to the way that you sharpen it? You said nose to tail, so that's the start of it.
Yeah, really.
Do you go over it several times, or just kind of how it
for
feels?
for sure. I go over it a couple times. I usually try to go like nice and easy the first time through. And since we're on a box here, I'm gonna have to lift this one up. But I like to get just a couple kind of goes at it.
Okay.
And then I like to do like one long top to bottom.
So you do a little bit of a brushing and then smooth it all the way out.
Yeah, and you can kind of hear it, right? So the stone has kind of grooves on it, and that's really what's sharpening it.
So it's like a pumice stone for your board.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. And this is something you can kind of carry in your pocket. So if you have an old board and you're constantly having to sharpen your edges, this is just a small tool that you can carry with you or just kind of leave out and about.
Awesome.
Yeah, so this heel edge is a little rough here.
No, I love that we're doing this as an educational piece on our show, but I also am loving it because I'm getting a free wax and sharpening and tuning on my board.
Yeah, and so the next time you go out, with all this snow, we use kind of a cold weather wax. We got all these cold temperatures in the forecast, so definitely kind of want to use that cold one. And then it's tough and then as it heats up, you kind of want a different wax, so it's a little playing that game of what's the temperature, what's the wax I want to use. I usually have 2 to 3 waxes in my bag to use. And again, all we need is just something kind of to put in between our bindings, prop it up, and an outlet. And it's pretty straightforward. So this is feeling pretty dry. You can feel it's still kind of warm, right?
Yeah, it is.
So I'm a weird brush guy. I do the brush before and after.
Okay.
We're about to scrape it off, so not all of it's going to stay, so that's why I like to do it before and after.
Okay.
But this is just a nice straight line, nothing crazy. You're not going to hurt your board doing this. If anything, you're going to help it. The only things to worry about are putting too much wax on.
Okay.
If there's too much wax, you're going to stick a little bit.
So if you can see it, that's probably too much wax.
Yeah, exactly. And it's okay, too, if you have a little bit of wax on your board, a little too much, because as you go down the mountain, it's going to come off.
Okay.
So sometimes what I like to do is I'll wax it, and then I'll kind of pick a nice steep run and get some speed, and that'll kind of melt the excess wax that I have. So I'm going to scrape it as much as I can.
Okay.
And then all we're going to do is use our scraper tool.
Okay.
And we'll see how this works on this box, but we're just going to kind of push it down and see how that wax is starting to come up.
Yeah, looks great.
So we'll do that a couple times, get the wax off, edges are sharp, and we'll be ready to rock.
I'm ready to go straight on the mountain with you today.
Easy, yeah, and
all that snowfall and all of the waxing that we just did. Let's go.
And that's about 10 minutes or less, or you could let it sit for longer and take your time and make an evening of it. But it's pretty straightforward.
Sounds great. Well, it looks like Ross and I need to get out on the mountain for the rest of the show, even though we'll be here in studio. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, who doesn't love Disney princesses? Kim got to talk to one of the Disney princesses and one of, I believe, the dance instructors. Let's take a look.
Now, we've all grown up and have iconic and favorite Disney songs and princesses, and there are so many more as the younger generations come up as well. But who doesn't love a good sing-along? Joining me today are the creators and musical directors of the Disney Princess The Concert, who will be touring all over the U.S. starting in March and April. I've got Sydney Winters and Benjamin Ruhala. How are you all?
Hello, we're back in Denver.
Yeah. So that's Cindy and I'm Ben, and we're so excited to be back in Denver. You know, Cindy is one of our 3 iconic princesses who will be starring in the show. Cindy played Nala in The Lion King. We've got Alyssa Fox with us, who played Elsa in Frozen, and we have Hiba El-Sheikh, who played Princess Jasmine in Aladdin. We'll have our charming prince with us, and I'll be at the piano myself, hosting the festivities. We'll be celebrating all 13 Disney princesses and the 2 Frozen queens. We'll be singing all of their greatest hits. We'll have a big 40-foot LED wall behind us with all of the iconic animation you love. And it's like a big rock concert, you know?
Totally, totally. My favorite thing about this show is that we are fans of the music, and so we get to celebrate with our guests that come to the show. And there are times where I'll be singing along with you guys, and you sing right back to us. It's so energizing, and it gives us a chance to relive our VHS days. I'm a millennial. Ben is a millennial.
I'm also a millennial.
Yes.
Exactly. You know,
So you know what we're talking about,
open
right?
the clamshell. Open the clamshell.
That big plastic VHS clamshell, you pop it into the VCR. You have all the songs from The Little Mermaid, from Aladdin, from The Lion King, and you say to yourself, this is going to be my life, a whole musical. And then you become an adult. And now a show like Disney Princess the Concert exists so you can have that moment and bring your children and bring your parents.
Yeah.
It's a full family night. It's a date night. It's a great time.
It really is all inclusive. Now, I love this. And you mentioned that you hear the audience singing back. So I'm sure it's much different than your normal performances on Broadway. You know, what are you hoping the fans will get out of this experience?
I hope the fans walk away with remembering that child in their heart. And for a lot of the friends who will come to the show, this may be their first time ever seeing a concert. For the little ones, this may be their last time coming to a show. And we want to make sure that it is a memorable, fun, energetic experience, that you can come to a place where we're all singing the same song and it invokes the memories that you had when you were at that time of that age. So I just get so inspired every time after every show when you play those chords of da-da-da-da,
I'll let it go.
and you hear the uproar of the entire audience. And by the time the show ends, everyone is out of their seats, screaming, singing, Let It Go.
You know, my favorite thing is a song like Let It Go. I have the girls sing as a trio. They sing it in 3-part harmony. And so these songs that we've all listened to a million times, I get to help people hear fresh again for the first time. And so I hope it helps people fall in love with these songs again because you get kind of a fresh take on them. And that makes me so excited because we love this music so much. And to get to help people love the songs in a new way is so fun for us.
Yes, and the voices are so powerful. Not to toot my own horn, but we are 3
powerhouse
Broadway vocalists. So you're going to get these Disney songs hit after hit after hit after hit. And it's so great to watch on the side of the stage and watch that woman on stage do her thing. Usually in our respective shows, we're the only princess or we're the only like sort of that character. And now we get to stand on the side alongside each other and really cheer each other on. It's so fun.
I love that. Now, Ben, you're musical director. You're hosting the concert. So how is this different than a typical Broadway performance or a Broadway show?
Oh, my favorite thing is how interactive we get to be with the audience. And we get to talk to you, we get to sing along with you, and we really get to respond to the energy that the audience gives us. And there is room for you to sing along. There is room for you to dance along and dress up. We want that more celebratory feel. And so that there's just a higher energy than at a Broadway show. And we love our Broadway shows, but it's so fun to get to have that energy together. That's what makes it different for us.
Did you mention dressing up in your full attire?
Yeah, because we'll want to see you on March 19th all dressed up in your best cosplay or just your best sparkle. It'll be lots of fun for all of us.
Sparkle and cosplay. It sounds like a fantastic time. Now, where can we go for more information or to buy tickets?
Oh my gosh, you can go to the Buell Theater's website for tickets and follow Disney Concerts on Facebook and Instagram for more info about the show.
Well, Cindy and Ben, thanks for joining. Congratulations. Cannot wait to follow the tour and have so much fun.
Thank you so much.
In Denver.
Absolutely. Now, take care. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision. Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi friends, welcome to Vail Vibes. Avisha Scarborough here. Now, whether you're a shredder or you're a cruiser, it's not about how fast you get down the mountain. It's about what you do afterwards to celebrate. I got a chance to hit the town and check out what Vail has to offer when it comes to our beloved tradition of après-ski. Take a look.
It's arguably as much a part of the ski experience as skiing itself. That special time right after the ski lift stops running until right about dinner time.
We all call it après, and really it's an opportunity to celebrate with each other. So, after you've had a day on the mountain, everyone comes together, cocktails, live music, food. Really, it's all about the vibe.
Oh, we know about the vibe. And so does the Four Seasons Remedy Bar.
What we do here at the Remedy very well is we take the classic cocktails and we create them to perfection.
Here, the bartender Maggie is making a couple of her most popular classics.
We, in my opinion, make one of the best old fashions in the village. Our secret is that we use a demerara syrup, which is kind of it's an unfiltered turbinado sugar, so it's kind of like has a more rich flavor as opposed to simple syrup, which kind of waters down the cocktail. People love old fashions in the winter because the whiskey really just warms you up and it makes you feel like nice and buzzed and ready to have a good time in the après season. And then espresso martinis with that caffeine, it gives you a buzz, but it also gives you energy. So if you had a long day of skiing or snowboarding, it'll kind of re-energize you.
And as far as food goes?
The tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwich, which is my #1 go-to during season, that's a very popular menu item. The Remedy Burger is also a go-to. And this season, we're actually going to be rolling out several new menu items. The veal schnitzel is really at the top of my list right now.
And the Four Seasons has what many people call the world's most decadent hot chocolate.
It's our world famous au chocolat.
With a giant house-made marshmallow and a chocolate twill, the hot chocolate is as satisfying to watch as it is to drink. Jonathan says what makes the Four Seasons experience so special is all the attention to detail.
What we really focus on are the little touches. So the things that you're not necessarily gonna notice, but then after you depart, you're probably gonna remember them, right?
Right. It's all been pretty hard to forget. So come for the skiing and stay for the skiing. But afterwards, treat yourself to some delicious après goodness. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these 2 luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
I'm ready
Lisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on Flash Deals. Now check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Happy Friday, January 19th. We are at the top of the 8 o'clock hour here. I'm Kimberly Perot out in the field in Lions Head Village, and Gretchen Pleshaw is gracing the studio with her presence. Man, the second hour is great. We've got the Colorado Snow Sports Museum. Battle Mountain High School is going to be talking about their hockey program. Plus, we'll be on site at Eyepieces of Vail here in Lions Head Village. So hour 2 of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome to the TV8 Weather Center. Happy Friday. Let's take a look at the weather outside. 8 a.m., 20 degrees, a high of 37 degrees. So it's going to be a beautiful day. Increasing clouds this afternoon, winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour, rather. Let's take a look at the hourly temperatures. 8 a.m., 20 degrees and mostly sunny. Then a little bit of that cloud coverage coming in at noon. 34 degrees, partly cloudy. 4 p.m., 36 degrees and mostly cloudy. And then 8 p.m., 23 degrees. So beautiful yet chilly day, so bundle up out there. Let's take a look at the I-70 corridor. Eagle, 39 degrees. Avon, 38. Vail, 37. Denver, 32 degrees. I can't believe it. Denver, cooler than the mountain towns. Tonight, a low of 18 degrees, partly cloudy. Winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And the 5-day forecast looks pretty amazing. Saturday, partly cloudy, 44 degrees. Great day to get on out there, get some turns. Sunday, 39 and scattered flurries, and 22 degrees is the low. Monday, 38 degrees, 16 the low. Tuesday, partly cloudy, 39. And then Wednesday, 38 degrees. So pretty stellar weekend into the week. Let's take a look at the Vail Mountain Snow Report. 1 inch in the last 24 hours. 10 in the last 48. That's what we like to see. 164 inches for the season total, 60 inches at the base depth. Lift hours 8:30 to 3:30 at Vail Mountain, and I am stoked to get out there and ski all weekend long. Again, 29 lifts open Vail Mountain, 253 trails open, which is 91% of the train. Not so bad. Beaver Creek Snow Report, 1 inch in the last 24 hours, 8 in the 48 hours, and then 134 inches for the season total, 43 inches for the base depth. Now the lift hours 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Beaver Creek. 25 lifts are open, 154 trails open, and 69% of the train is open in Beaver Creek. So it looks like an awesome week and weekend to get on out there and next week and hit the slopes. Keep it right here for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. And Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales. TV8, there's more for you on 92. Serving the local community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I have Samir Gupta, the Battle Mountain High School hockey coach and a dear friend of mine. How are you doing, Samir?
I'm doing good. Yeah. No, I'm actually just assistant coach.
Assistant coach.
Just helping out with the goalies.
No, but that's amazing. I want to hear about this because I know hockey is one of our favorite sports here on Good Morning Vail.
Yeah.
What exactly do you do?
So I've been around the game since I was 5 years old on ice skating since I was 5. But basically, what we've had a long line of coaches that have been there for a long time, but they needed help with goaltending. It's usually a position that kind of gets left behind. There's not a really specialty coach that does it around here. So the head coach got in contact with me just through other connections that we've had this fall, and asked me to come out and help them out. And so I've been on the ice 3 days a week, helping them out.
And I have to say, Samir, how long have you been in Vail Valley?
17 years
now. I was
now.
going to say you're a longtime local because you might recognize Samir from one of the many restaurants and places that he's worked. I think that everyone in the Valley knows you and loves you.
There's good chance, good possibility I've served you a cocktail in this town.
100%. That is truth. Now, Battle Mountain High School, how are we doing with hockey?
We've had a little bit of a slow start. I think we're finally getting our groove and catching on, and the kids are picking up, and they're starting to, feel like an actual team, and we're connecting. And we had a great game this last Saturday. We won 11-0.
Oh, wow.
So we had a big game, a big confidence booster. But we got a couple league games this weekend. So tonight is actually in Breckenridge.
Oh, my goodness. So you're traveling a lot because you said Breck and then maybe Glenwood.
Glenwood tomorrow. And we did, last Friday, we were down in Aurora.
Wow.
Last Saturday was down in Monument.
Wow.
So,
You're getting your miles in through the snow.
Next week's in Crested Butte.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, we're all over the place, all over the mountain towns.
So what does it look like as far as the schedule? Because I know in high school I played a lot of sports, and I think it is very important for, we'll touch base on this, kids, to be in these kinds of sports to learn a lot of different things.
The camaraderie, the teamwork, all that stuff. communication is huge.
100%.
That's one thing we push on the ice is like our kids need to talk more, communicate more, and then
Right.
there's also the bonding moments too. The
Yes.
overnight trips. We're doing Gunnison and Durango trip in a couple of weeks.
Oh, cool.
So the guys get to stay down there. We get a hotel room for the kids, and then last weekend we did the same thing in Denver.
Cool.
Just it makes traveling back and forth
A lot
less
easier.
strenuous, especially with the roads the way they've been the past couple of weeks.
So what does a day look like, or a couple of hours? Like, how much do the kids train?
Unfortunately, ice time is very hard to come by.
Okay.
So since I'm working at nights, I can only really make the morning practices. So
Right.
we're on the ice at either there's varsity or JV at 6:00 in the morning or 6:15 in the
Wow.
morning. And then about an hour and 15. Some of the kids, they have to rush off to class. Some can stay a little bit later.
Right.
So some get an extra 15, 20 minutes on the ice. But it's they're putting their work in.
Well, and that's what I think is so interesting is I don't think people understand high school sports are a big deal. Like to be up that early before you're even going to class and learning for so many hours, that's a lot of dedication and motivation to get up that early.
I give a lot of credit to parents too, because
Okay.
we've got a very young team, a lot of freshmen, a lot of
Okay.
sophomores. And the Battle Mountain High School team consists of kids from Eagle Valley High School, so down Gypsum.
Oh,
We've got
okay.
Battle Mountain High School.
I
We've
didn't
got Vail
realize.
Ski
Okay.
School Academy. So kids from all over the county are pretty much traveling here. And the ones that have to come up from Gypsum on a Monday or Wednesday morning,
Yeah.
those parents are up leaving Gypsum at 5 a.m.
Wow.
God bless them. I don't know
Yeah.
how. I have a lot more respect for my parents now, growing up, and
Right?
looking back at what they did for us.
Isn't that wild? As you grow older, you're like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
like they had real lives and they put me in the center of their world.
It's it's a lot.
It is a lot. Well, that's amazing. So how can someone find this schedule to come and watch you guys
So
play?
Battle Mountain High School has all the schedule on
Okay.
there as well. You can access it through Max Preps as well.
Okay.
You kind of just follow our teams or whatever, and all that whole schedule is there. Next Saturday we have a game. It's at Dobson, home game.
Awesome.
So that'll be a fun one, and then we have a bunch more through February, and then the season kind of ends early March.
That's what I was going to say. How many games have you guys played? Or
We're 2-6 at the moment. So we've
Okay.
had a very slow start,
Right.
But again, we're a young team. We're building. We're getting better and better and better every practice.
I like the positive attitude.
Yeah.
It's truth. And last week you won
11-0,
Yeah.
which is a big win for us.
That's
we needed,
huge.
We needed that for just to see the
Confidence.
puck go in the back of the net was huge for our kids.
Self-esteem.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so let me ask you this question. How many people do you have on the team right now?
Team. So we have about, between players that are rostered, kind of between varsity and JV, roughly around 35 to 40 kids. 40
Wow.
players, yeah.
Because ice hockey, when I was growing up, wasn't a huge thing, even though I lived in Ohio, but I've seen it more and more and more throughout the years.
So I grew up in Indiana. It was the same way.
Oh,
It
right
was a
on.
growing sport. And now it's just gotten more and more popular.
Huge.
You see, especially here in Colorado, the Avalanche winning the Cup a couple years ago. So it's
Yes,
there's a lot more interest in it, and I'm loving seeing the women's teams and girls teams growing up, coming up.
Huge.
So
Yeah.
with the younger crews like the Vail Mountaineers, they have co-ed teams and they have
Cool.
A buddy of mine that's been here, he's coaching his little girls team, which is adorable. Seeing them on the ice. So
I love that. Well, and I love that message that all sports are for everyone.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, it's just fun seeing the sport I've loved for over 35 plus years now.
I'm there with you right now. I got it.
It's just growing in popularity,
Right.
And there's a lot more interest in it around here. And I've been doing private lessons with my friends' kids now, that
Right.
are coming up through the Mountaineer program.
How
so
cool. That is so cool.
Yeah.
So what do you do exactly? Because I know you're a specific coach, and we talked about that a little bit, but what does a day look like for you?
My day works.
Well, not the whole day, but
So on the ice, I'm basically there. The hardest thing about playing goaltender is learning fundamentals and
Okay.
technique, and it's a positioning game. And a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how quick you are. If you're in bad position, you're going to be in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So getting down to the basics and bringing kids back to understanding where they are, what they need to be, and how to play the position properly. And then obviously instinct and reactions play a big part of it.
Right.
But if you're in the right position, that's 90% of your job.
I love this because it goes with life. Like you were saying, it's life skills. Like just you, I was kind of thinking as you were speaking, that's everything in life. So it's so neat that you're teaching a sport that kids love. It's healthy, it's happy, but also you're teaching them life goals and how to kind of navigate life as well. Yeah.
And the hard part is too, these kids, they are getting up so early.
Oh my gosh.
And to be awake and to focus, and especially being a goaltender, you have to be ready and focused.
Right.
As soon as you get on the ice, as soon as you put your helmet on. to have pucks flying at you at 60, 70, 80 miles an hour.
That's scary. I can't imagine.
Luckily, pads, they protect you for the most part. But it's a mental thing, too, and getting these kids ready to be on the ice is huge. And just have fun with it. You know, practice is hard, games where you have your fun times. And that's what I kind of try and preach. Like, put the work in, and you'll get to the position and eventually get to where you want to be.
That's kind of always my question, right? Like, you want to show these young adults that it is a game and that there is a competition to it, right? And they want to win and to have that, but also to have fun. Is that a hard kind of transition, like a line to dance?
It is, because you obviously want to win, right? That's the whole goal, right? But you want to have, like, we've always preached that you want to have fun with it, but it takes hard work to get to where you are. Like the kids you're playing on the opposite side of the ice, they want to win just as badly.
Right.
So it just comes down to will and fight and heart and pushing yourselves to that point where you are the better team, the better player, you know, like.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. Well, Samir, thank you so much. I think we're going to have to come and watch a game. I'm super stoked for it.
Next Saturday, the 27th at Dobson is our next home game.
Awesome. And you do have a bunch of home games
coming up. Coming up through February, yeah. Okay. We just actually, I think, got one rescheduled for February 17th, and there's a bunch in the early months. I can't remember exactly.
Cool. And you can go to Battle Mountain High School.
And Max Preps as well.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. And keep it right here. We have more of Good Morning Vail to come.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one-of-a-kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, I am standing here in the middle of the Lions Head Village Eyepieces of Vail store, the iconic brand who has been here for over 40 years. And I'm standing here with Philip Dieter, the manager of the store. Philip, how are you this morning?
I'm great. Thanks for coming.
Well, loving being here. First of all, I love your style. Looking fabulous on this Friday morning. But a lot of that is in part to the fabulous eyewear that you have on. So tell me all about Eyepieces of Vail and what you offer here.
Well, thank you very much. So everyone, our regular customers know that we do frames and lenses and sunglasses. But part of the thing that we offer is also all of our winter goods. And since we're in the heart of the winter season, I thought that's maybe what I would talk a little bit about today.
That's amazing. And we've got goggles and après glasses and helmets and all-in-one options as well. So where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with goggles because that's what a lot of people are coming in asking for right now. So we carry a whole host of brands, Smith, Annan, Oakley, but I thought I'd talk about some of the other brands that maybe people don't hear about quite as much. The first one is Zeal. I really like Zeal because it's a really easy change-out system. They're on a sliding rail system. A couple other nice things about Zeal. They do an automatic photochromic lens. So when you're outside, you don't necessarily need to change the lens. The lens will change with light conditions. The other thing they offer are polarized lens, which for people with sensitive eyes, all of our goggles are going to be UV protected, but polarization is kind of an added bonus. It takes away that surface glare. People use it when they go fishing because they can't really see the rocks and the fish under the water. But the same thing with snow. You can get a lot of glare off of that. And what Zeal does with that polarized lens is remove all that glare for our customers.
I love that. And, especially as a lot of people are coming in and buying goggles just for the look. So it's great to come in and chat with you and to hear the differences. And you really give a consultative approach to purchasing goggles.
And that's really what we try to do at Eyepieces. We want someone to have not only something that looks fabulous, but we want something that's going to be really practical and is going to serve all of their needs. Another goggle that I really like is from Dragon. They have their LumiLens photochromic technology. So again, this will change in light conditions. And this year they've actually really expanded the range that it covers. So it starts as a low light lens.
Oh, wow.
And it will darken considerably to get you that if suddenly you're on the mountain and the snow goes away and the sun pops out. We've all been there. It can fluctuate very quickly on the mountain. So something like this is really, really helpful. And the other one I thought I'd mention is from Giro. Giro does a great lens. It's only one of 3 lenses that I have in store that are Zeiss lenses. And for those people that know lenses, Zeiss is really the kind of the ultimate premium quality lens that you can have. We do them in all of our fine eyepieces. Now you can get them in a goggle, both from Giro, both from Chrome Hearts, and also a new one, which I'd like to talk about as well, too, which is a company called Out Of.
Okay, great. And the Zeiss lens. So that they make them for cameras and for goggles and glasses and all of that. So that's really impressive that Giro offers that as well.
Exactly. And, we've been offering Zeiss for quite a long time. There's really no finer lens in terms of just optical quality. So.
Excellent. Well, let's talk about that new brand.
Exactly. Everyone's been asking about this. This is a goggle from Out Of, and this one's really fun. As I said, it has a Zeiss lens, and what if I told you you never had to change another lens?
I mean, sign me up. The less I have to deal with on the mountain, the better.
Exactly. I'm all about simple. I'm not a great skier. I get out there. I leave that to my husband. But with this Zeiss lens, it also comes with a photocell right built in the inside.
And what exactly is a photocell?
So it's going to react to the light conditions, the UV light, and the reaction time is less than a second. It's about 9/10 of a second. So if you're skiing in sun and all of a sudden you go into the trees and you're going to hit the bumps, this lens will instantly change and adapt to the light conditions. So photochromic lenses are wonderful, but they do take a few seconds to change back and forth, whereas this one's going to be like as quick as you actually need it.
So is this the only lens
brands on the market that operates like this?
As far as I know, yes. I know this is a newer technology, and I think, honestly, probably down the line, I think a lot of people might adapt to this, and a lot of companies might adapt to this. But right now, not only is it novel, but it's practical, and they did a beautiful job with the design of it.
They look really great. I love
try it out?
I would love to try it out. I love the color of the lens as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just hold it to my face.
Okay.
And now here we go.
So like I said, this photo cell is going to react as soon as light hits it.
Wow. It's almost, you can definitely see the difference in it. You're holding it just at the top of the lenses, so I can really see, like just where it starts to shift. You know, the upper third was very different than the lower 2/3 of the goggle, just from the light.
And it's not like it's like bam, like you're going to really notice it while you're skiing. The customers that have purchased it so far have described it as this really kind of subtle, kind of imperceptible change. And it just adapts quickly, and you don't even have to think about it. It does the work for you. The other nice thing about this goggle is the company has added a lot more anti-fog to the interior portion of the lens. So like any other goggle, you don't want to be wiping the inside, but that extra anti-fog has really come in handy for our customers, especially over the last few days. It's been cold and snowy, and people, are coming in, why are my lenses fogging, that kind of thing. But, anti-fog is great. It's meant to get you out in conditions maybe 20 years ago you couldn't ski in. But I will say any goggle, anti-fog, during really challenging conditions, they can fog a bit. The key is proper care and proper usage to really try to reduce that.
Absolutely. Now, can you talk to me a little bit more about what that proper care and proper usage would look like?
Of course. So first thing, you want to make sure that at the end of the day, you're putting your goggles out on the kitchen counter or someplace where they can really be exposed to a lot of air. You want to let them completely dry. A wet goggle first thing in the morning is going to fog, and then you're going to be struggling really all day. Second thing is I see a lot of people, they have their goggles on, they're going up on the lift, they put them up, then they take them down, then they put them up, they take them down. You're really creating different temperature changes. Your skin produces warmth, so you're going to have condensation, freezing, condensation, freezing. The other thing is, as I mentioned, you don't want to wipe the interior of a lens. Zeal is one of the few that kind of bake the anti-fog in, so in a pinch you can wipe the inside of a Zeal lens, but most others are factory coated, and once you start wiping, especially with sprays or especially when they're wet, you start taking that anti-fog off, and then after a season of constantly wiping the lens, you may have a goggle that is really, really prone to fogging. So proper care of it, proper drying, and really proper usage and wearing of it all can greatly reduce the chance of fogging. I always kind of relate it to snow tires. You could put a beautiful pair of new studded snow tires on your car. They're going to make you safer, and they're going to greatly improve your traction, but there's no guarantee that in certain conditions you're not going to slide or spin. So it's the same thing with anti-fog. You take care of them, it's greatly going to reduce your chance of fogging, but you still have to consider the conditions that are outside. So
it's not 100% fog proof, but you can take.
It's going to be fog resistant, and a good pair of goggles really are going to make a big difference in your visibility and your experience on the mountain.
Well, I like to say, look good, see good, and then you feel good.
Exactly.
Now, last piece, would love to talk about this helmet right here. So the Cask helmet is wonderful. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Certainly, an Italian brand. The thing that is so attractive about Cask is you have an integrated visor that's built into it. This particular one has a photochromic lens. So as I mentioned before, in brighter conditions, it's going to darken up, and then as conditions start to get cloudier, it's going to lighten up for you. Introduced this year, we've carried Cask for a while, but introduced this year is on not only an integrated visor, but it has an integrated sound system as well too. So if you do like to listen to music, you get that ambient sound, not like an ear pod that's in your ear that's reducing sound. But this is really nice. The helmet itself runs a little bit kind of more fitted. I think it's almost like a kind of a motocross inspired kind of look and feel. We always try to make sure that if someone's interested in it, first of all, it fits correctly, because we don't want you buying it just because it looks beautiful. We want it also because it's going to function for you. So if the fit is good and you really like this photochromic lens, Cast can be an excellent brand for you.
Awesome. Now, Philip, tell us about Eyepieces of Vail. Where can we go to find more information and all of the things that you offer?
So certainly you can go to our website, eyepieces.com, and if you ever have any kind of questions, we love if you come into the store and really speak with someone who can answer your questions directly. That's probably the best way, is just to come on in, see what we offer, and then talk to one of our experts.
Excellent. Well, you are certainly the expert here on all things that we've covered, plus more. And I know that you offer lens inserts for your goggles, so you can learn all about that. And you've got a doctor that actually diagnoses and helps give prescriptions and things on site. Well, we appreciate all that you do here in Vail.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, head over to Eyepieces of Vail website to find out all things that they offer and find out all of their 8 locations across the Vail Valley and Roaring Fork Valley as well. Now, we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tva.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Hello, everyone. I'm Raisa Pastel.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for
Some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals. Now check this out.
studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Suki and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. And welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
Hi, Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We have someone that you might recognize here, Ashley Carter, Colorado Snow Sport Museum extraordinaire. How are you doing, Ashley?
Extraordinaire. I'm doing great. Wow.
We just keep on adding on to your title because I love your energy and I love that you know and you get so excited and you're really passionate about the Colorado Snow Sport Museum.
Yeah, it's a really cool place. And people just don't know. It's super cool.
So Ashley and I joke that she is now, you're kind of the spirit animal and you're also the mascot for Colorado Snow Sport Museum. That's a lot. That's a mouthful to say.
Sure, yeah.
Colorado Snow Sport Museum. There you go. And we love you here at Good Morning Vail. So Ashley, what is going on over there? What do we have happening? It seems like we have so many cool things. You guys always have something going on.
We do. We have a lot of cool things, a lot of events coming up. But the newest thing that we did is our Letters Home exhibit. It's an element of the 10th Mountain exhibit.
So cool.
What used to be there was a case that had 3 letters framed. And now we've digitized thousands of letters, photos of artifacts, scrapbooks, maps, all sorts of things on a digital screen. And we've connected with the Denver Public Library, so you can look through the whole roster of the 10th Mountain Division.
Well, and I think it's so brilliant because now there's so much information, and so people really know what that means and what the 10th Mountain Division is. And to have that right here at our home base is pretty dang cool.
It's
That's
super
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, because we do have the most 10th Mountain things on display. But we have even more things, and that's what we did is digitize it. So you can take a deep dive. To me, it makes it more real. You can read the exhibit, you can read about the division, but then you can read letters from individuals and see the individuality of that unit and the soldiers and everything
that
there.
brings the emotion into it. That's pretty intense. That's powerful.
Speaking of emotion, you can search letters and things by emotion, like love letters or homesick or things like that.
That's exactly where I was going because that's what I would. I mean, because it is. I think sometimes we desensitize moments like that, and it is very intense. It is very emotional. It's very beautiful. That's kind of amazing. Then now with all the technology that we have to bring that, and it's our home space. That's pretty
Absolutely.
Cool.
And now that it is digital, we do plan on annually doing more rollouts. So as we get more donations, and if people have donations they want to be considered, they should reach out to the museum, anything 10th Mountain related. We can talk to our curator, and it might eventually go into this new exhibit.
That's really exciting too. That's really cool. And I know our very own Chris Anthony, that is, we still say he's our local, even though he travels the world all the time. It's hard to, get in contact with.
Right.
But we love Chris, and he is a huge part of that, a spokesperson, I guess we would say as well.
Absolutely. He comes into the museum all the time when he's around.
When he's around. I know. No shade, Chris. We just, he's amazing.
Absolutely.
And he's doing his thing. And it's so cool that he's a Vail local. Now, Ashley, I know along with this amazing exhibit you have, I'm very stoked personally because you're going to bring yoga into this space too. I think that's really exciting.
Yeah, we try to host it whenever we can, depending on schedules and whatnot. We actually start it tomorrow morning.
Wow.
So every Saturday, 8:30 to 9:30, it's an hour of yoga with local instructors.
Cool.
$15. We split that between the instructor and the museum.
Cool.
We're right there in the parking garage, and you can go ski right after.
That is amazing. And what a moment and what a vibe, right? That's a whole vibe. To be able to do yoga in that space is pretty incredible. So is it $15 cash?
We can do card if you need. Okay. Cash is great, but we can accommodate.
Awesome. And then I know you said you have a lot of events coming up. What else can we look forward to?
Well, next week we're actually screening Tragedy into Triumph. It's from John Padilla. He will be zooming in to talk about it as well. Okay. So we started our Through the Lens series, basically, which is like the educational, but there's a lot of fun things with that.
Okay.
You can find all those events on our events page on the website. Next month, we are celebrating the 60th anniversary of Billy Kidd and Jimmy Huga's Olympic medals. They were the first U.S. Olympic medals in alpine skiing, and Billy Kidd will be there. And we're actually hosting it at the Sebastian.
That is pretty wild. That is so cool. I love the Colorado Snowsport Museum. We were talking about this. It's always been a big deal here in the Valley. It really has. But now I feel like you guys have really done a deep dive and kind of recreated and made it this vibrant, ongoing, beautiful thing.
I mean, it's about history, but it's also like living history, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do the combination of and get people excited. It's a snow sports museum. It's fun.
It's
fun.
I love how you brought that up because it's true. Sometimes I think all of us take life a little too seriously, and this is something that's supposed to be fun and celebrated. And we were talking off air for a little bit, but I brought my I won't give their age, older parents, and they enjoyed it immensely. And that was just a few years ago, and we spent hours in there. And I don't think people understand. You can truly, and now when people come to visit me here in Vail, that is something that I put on the top of the list, because it's such a good look at what we're about, and you can spend a lot of time in there, or you can go in for 5 minutes, talk to people. Well, no, not true. You can't.
You'll probably stay longer than 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're going to stay a lot longer than 5 minutes.
Yes.
But it's just such a good vibe, good space, good atmosphere, and you learn something. And you were saying something about walking tours as well.
So every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. we do, it's about an hour and 15 in total.
Okay.
It's a walking tour through Vail Village, so it's Vail history specifically, from before anything was here up till currently right now. And I've had locals go on it, and I've never had a local that has gone on it and not learned something.
Okay, so shout out to this, because I feel like all of us as locals were like, oh, we know everything, right? I know it all. And then everyone goes on it, and they come back, and they're like, Ashley, tail between their legs. You're right. We learned something. That's so cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Awesome, honestly, and it's just fun.
Yeah,
it is. And you walk around because right now, you see the village for what it is, all of that, and you're like, wait, what was here before? How were things? And technically, every tour is really different because because depending on who's on it, what questions are asked,
So cool.
it's like Ron could do a 3-hour tour.
Love it.
And he does it in an hour. So you can always learn something.
Well, we were talking too, like the Red Lion used to be a hospital. Who would have thought?
That's where the
Who would
clinic
have thought?
was. Yeah, I know.
That's pretty dope. And how can you get on the tour? And do you pay for the tour? How does
The
it
tour
go?
is $10 a person.
Okay.
Kids are free. You just show up to the museum.
Cool.
You don't need to sign up ahead of time or anything. We offer private tours as well. That's what you would need to reach out for
Really
different
cool.
dates, different things like that. But every Tuesday at 11 o'clock, just come to the museum because it starts at the museum and ends at the museum.
You know what I was just thinking? That's a really cool idea for groups of people that have come in. I don't know why I didn't just put this. I just put this together. They come in to really get that knowledge, that feel, that vibe.
We have a lot of hotels and conferences and things that'll do private tours with us because they want their people to like really understand where they are. Yeah.
I love that. That is super, super cool. Now, if people have questions, or there's so many events, so where do we go to get directed to all this information?
Yeah. Our website is snowsportsmuseum.org. Go there.
Cool.
We've got Instagram, we've got Facebook, we've got all of those things. We post all of that. If you walk by the museum, we've got a little events page. You can just scan the QR code, take you right there. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, you were saying too, walk by, say hi, become friendly. Like everyone loves the Snow Sport Museum. Like go in, talk to everyone. It's such a good vibe. And like you said, I love your whole moment of truth. It's meant to be fun.
It's meant to be fun.
It's not scary. People aren't going to quiz you.
I hear people laugh all the time. Between the fashion video, we have just a roll of like old footage from different resorts, and people forget we're not a Vail museum. We're the Colorado Snow Sports Museum.
Oh,
so we have information on all the resorts. We have a table you can play around with that'll tell you information about every resort, including lost resorts that don't exist anymore.
That's really cool. I feel like if I was a young adult growing up in this valley, what a cool place to go and do a report.
Yeah, we get that all the time, actually. We get high schoolers that come in and they're like, we're doing a report, and we're like, we gotcha.
That's awesome. And how fun.
Yeah, I know.
All encompassing. Love it. I know you are, Ashley, you are now our, what should we say, our spirit animal, our mascot. We love it. Colorado Snow Sport Museum.
Yeah.
And yoga, and then we have the walking tours. We have so many different things happening. And what is your favorite part of working there?
Oh, man. I can't, like, honestly, just all the stories I hear, the people I see. We get people in there that really are new to skiing, and they kind of, like, remind you of how much fun it is, right? And the, like, how cool it is that we get to do the things that we do. So there's too many things.
I love that. I know. I love that you just love your job. That's the way that everyone should feel. And I feel so grateful that you're doing what you do because you bring so much to the valley. So thank you.
Oh, of course.
I
love it.
That. You will see Ashley soon again here on Good Morning Vail. Check out Colorado Snow Sport Museum. And keep it right here. We have more of the show to come.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Snooki and Scott Show, we are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I have Tegan on the couch with me, Eagle Valley Library District. How are you doing, Tegan?
Good, how are you?
It's a Friday. That's
It
what
is,
we're both
it is.
deciding. And we're like, you know, it's always a good day when you come in and share everything, and you have a lot to share with us.
I got excited and brought a lot.
Tell us. I'm excited about it.
All right, so this is library things. So
Okay.
things that maybe you wouldn't think the library would have for you to check out. This
Yeah.
isn't everything,
Okay.
although I did bring a lot because I got excited.
No, I love it. I love the enthusiasm.
thank
That's the
you.
whole kind of vibe of this show today is loving your job.
Yes,
so it's
yes,
perfect.
yes. And so this is things that you can check out with your library card.
Okay.
So we've got a microscope.
I love that.
Yes, and it comes with slides. So that's my favorite part is like the whole slide. So it's
Tegan, I used to have one when I was younger,
Yes!
and this is fascinating.
Yes. So
How
kids can
cool.
check this out and see all the little things in the world.
Oh my gosh, I
So,
love.
It is a great kit that, again, is available with your library card. Ooh, I don't
And
know
that's
how that
something
got
you
in
would
there.
not think of. How
No.
cool.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, exactly.
I love this.
So, and then we got, this is our SNAP circuits. So these are part of our STEM kits for the
Okay.
kiddos. So building upon science, technology,
cool.
engineering, and math. So this is a whole SNAP circuit. It's easier to show
Yeah, no.
what it's supposed to look like.
Wow.
So it's circuitry. So once you build on all of this, the fan will spin, it'll make noise, there's lights, so it'll turn on if
So
you get
cool.
the circuits right.
So this is wild because when I was a little girl, we didn't really have a lot of this
Yeah,
yet, I
yeah,
don't think.
yeah.
But I played Mousetrap a lot, and I
Oh,
learned
yeah.
early on or later on in my lifetime that kind of went to. That's
Yes,
neat.
yes.
Yeah.
If you build it right,
Cool.
things will happen. So
I love
same
that.
here, SNAP circuits.
So you have a whole box full of.
whole kit.
Okay, okay.
So it is completely
Oh, wow.
full. Maybe I can hold it up a
Is
little
this
bit.
for one human, like one
This-
person?
Yes,
to do? Oh,
yes.
wow.
So a family can come in and check this out, and then just build and build and build and
How
see.
cool for like snowy day activity or weekend.
exactly.
And how long do they get it again?
They get for library things.
Yes.
It checks out for a week.
A week.
A
okay.
week.
Got it.
And then on top of it, as you're thinking for snowy days,
Yes.
we have games. So we have card games, board games.
I played this. I love this game. Unstable Unicorns.
It's a fun one.
I love it. Yes.
Yep. Spot It. And so we got card games and board games for families that are up. Or,
Spot
you
It.
know, again, snowy days, what are you going to do? We also have games in Espanol.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
How cool.
Yeah, yeah. So
I don't
these,
think, see, again,
you
Tegan
can check
blowing
these
my
out.
mind. Last
At the
week when you
library.
came in and I was just like, oh my goodness, like just blown away. This is so cool yet again,
Yay.
like Spanish games.
Yep,
And-
Spanish games.
Yeah.
Those are fresh. These are new to the library of
Wow,
things.
how cool.
And speaking of things, you know, I picked random things.
No, I love this.
So this is a projector. So if you want to like, if you have a big wall space and you want to
No
just
way.
put it on your wall
That's
and
so
watch a movie,
cool.
you can, or maybe outside.
I feel like that's really neat because so I'm like
Maybe
in
not
my,
now outside,
I'm in my
but
40s, and I'm like, yes, I could have a weekend party with my friends with a show. But that's true, like for little kids having sleepovers, watching a fun
you can project
movie.
it onto the
How
wall,
cool.
and then they can have their little space.
How many? And you have one of those.
We have a couple in our collection that you can check out.
Cool.
But again, we don't have very many of these things, which is why you can check them out for
How neat is this though? Because you think library books, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Exactly.
I love
Yep.
books, but I'm saying games.
Games,
And then,
things for STEM-based learning. I brought our toolkit here. Let's see if I don't make a mess. Okay, good.
Oh, wow.
So this
It's
is
an
a
actual
full. It's an
toolkit.
actual toolkit. So there's days where maybe you're a renter or you just got to the community and you
Right.
haven't had an opportunity to hit Ace or Home Depot and you need a hammer.
I'm laughing
You
because
just
I've
need
been
a
here
hammer.
for 10 years and I still don't have
You have a hammer? Oh. Well,
Yep.
you can check one out
True
at the
story.
library
Thank
if you
you.
need it. If you just need a Phillips or a flathead.
Well, I mean,
maybe
I
some
have
pliers.
a few things, but not,
Okay.
this is pretty
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
But
so
how cool.
Again,
That's
you can
really...
check it out at the library.
I just love that the library obviously is a space for people to read and get away and have those moments, and reading is such a powerful thing. And to help the community.
Yes.
Because you're right, when you move here and so much is going on, and maybe that's your last process is to get a hammer, to get a screwdriver.
Right,
to get,
right. Or
How
you thought
cool.
you had it and it's in a box, or
Yes.
you lost it somewhere along the way.
We've all been there.
Yep.
Me, 10 years later.
and you need it. And so the library of things
wow.
is for learning, hobbies, and just helping the community with whatever their needs are.
Well, and I keep on thinking, like with the STEM, you could get a book, obviously.
Yes.
And then you could apply that
Yes.
with the, how cool is
with
that?
our STEM kits, they
Yeah.
do come with books.
Cool.
And besides books, we also have blocks.
Oh, wow.
Again, so a big fat book to tell you how this particular STEM kit works.
Oh, I
So
love
this is
this.
all about learning about numbers. So I think I crowded the table here.
This would be...
But there's the 9.
This is really powerful because as someone who... I'm very visual, and I know a lot of learners are.
I'm trying to find the
Math
10.
has always been hard for me, English easy,
Yeah.
and this would have made learning math
Tactile.
so... Yes.
Yes. And so I'm trying to find the 10.
I'm just holding
or-
the 9.
Yeah. But that's...
How cool.
So if you look at it conceptually, 7, maybe you hold the 10
Okay,
and I'll hold the
got it.
7 and the 3. So conceptually, 7
Right.
plus 3 will make the 10.
That's so
And so that
neat
just kind of
to
helps,
see
younger learners kind of grasp the concept of math.
How cool.
Because it's
I
hard.
needed that. I needed this back in the day.
So we have that for, again, little learning.
That
so
is
huge
brilliant.
Book. So most of our STEM kits, especially for the kiddos, will check out with a book, so to continue the learning.
And Tegan, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
With this kind of learning is kind of the concept, and maybe this is simplistic, but so you not only see it, you can physically feel
Yes.
it. And then when you go
Yes.
back and you're like 7 plus 3, you can maybe see that
Yep,
moment. And
you
you're-
can see them. You can remember touching them,
Cool.
and so you're going on a lot of modes of learning.
Right.
So visual, there's audio,
Yeah,
and then
auditory,
there's also
yep.
auditory, and then also physical, so touching.
Oh, I
so
love-
it's hitting all those.
How
so hopefully,
cool.
those concepts, get a little bit more hard ones.
I'm just smiling because I'm like, Tegan, if anyone thinks that libraries are boring, you need to talk to Tegan
I'll
because
bring
she
all this
will
stuff
like
to you.
show you how much that it offers. Because who would have thought a microscope, there's tools to learn that you can physically hold the numbers. A toolkit, literally,
yeah.
a physical toolkit. That's pretty awesome.
Behind me is a telescope, and then here I got one more thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
One more
so
thing.
this is called our memory kits, and so this is to work with those who with dementia or older adults who are who you want to start working with their memory on.
Oh, okay.
And so this is again, library things have all sorts
That's
of
amazing.
activities in here, and so what you would do with your loved one or these have flashcards, and so what you do is you just kind of show them a thing. This happens to be winter things, and then it generates conversation. So you're trying to trigger memories.
And this is so very important too, not even with older generation, but also after COVID. I've done a lot of research that it's really good for your memory.
Yep.
So,
so these are good conversation starters
Cool.
to help with memory and to help with those.
And I was going to say, Tegan, so all of this, all you need is a library
All
card.
you need is a library card.
So
yes.
get your library card today. That's our PSA. Thank you so much,
Thank
Tegan.
you.
That is so awesome. I love this. And so get your library card. You can go to any of the libraries here in Eagle County.
Yep.
Correct?
Avon, Eagle, and Gypsum are part of the Eagle Valley Library District.
Awesome. And keep it right here. We have more Good Morning Vail to come.
Good morning, Vail.
Spooky and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
More than ever, kids need information to help them better understand their surroundings and to better protect themselves. Each week, this program works with the various law enforcement agencies across the country and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, spotlighting several missing cases, hoping someone, like you, might have information that will lead to finding these individuals.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome to the TVA Weather Center. Let's take a look at that Friday. The weather outside, 8 a.m., 20 degrees, a high of 37 degrees. Increasing clouds this afternoon and winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So beautiful day out there, a little chilly, so bundle up. 8 a.m., 20 degrees and mostly sunny. Then some of the cloud coverage, noon 34, a little bit of cloud coverage coming in, 4 p.m. 36 and 8 p.m. 23 degrees, mostly cloudy out there. Let's take a look at that I-70 corridor, Eagle 39. A little bit of cloud coverage. Avon 38, Vail 37, and then Denver. This is always so shocking to me. It's actually cooler than in these mountain towns. Pretty exciting stuff. Tonight, a low of 18 degrees, partly cloudy, winds southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Let's take a look at that 5-day forecast. Saturday, partly cloudy, a high of 44, a low of 23. Sunday, scattered flurries, 39, a low of 22. Monday, 38, a low of 16. And Tuesday, 39, a low of 16. And then Wednesday, 38, 17 degrees. Get on out there and have some fun.